Welcome! Oh, we made it!
Yay!
What happened? We have no idea. There were some weird technical issues with the other feed, but we're glad that we're here now.
Yes, we're here.
We're here. Thank you for those of you who were over on the other one and are now joining us over on this one. A big shout out to our sponsor, Burnt Island Games. They have a game coming to Kickstarter June 23rd, In Too Deep. Will and Sarah will be playing this live Saturday, June
20th.
June 20th. Thank you, Sarah. June
During
20th,
Origins.
During Origins, and we'll talk about that in the episode. But tonight we have a lot to talk about with all the cool games that were nominated for the Spiel Awards, basically the German Game of the Year, which is a big thing in the board game industry. So, Will's gonna come join us, maybe.
Thinking about it. Probably gonna do it.
He's gonna
be able to see what I need to see.
Nice.
Multitasking.
Cool. Let's see how people are doing tonight.
Yeah, a couple people joined us, it looks like.
Did you change houses? No.
No, we just rearranged a little bit.
Yeah, this is the other wall, the fourth wall.
Ooh, you're seeing the fourth wall?
We're not going to break the fourth wall. We're going to keep it nice and stone over here. If we just turned the camera like 90 degrees, you would see the things you're normally seeing.
The board game shelves
Yes.
on the table and all that.
Yeah, we're actually all set up because tomorrow we're going to be doing our 12-hour game-a-thon, and so we want to shake things up just a little bit so that we can reduce our camera needs so that hopefully fewer batteries go dead in the middle of presentations. And yeah, so you'll be able to see this tomorrow. We've got stacks of games just off camera that are all ready to play, and the table is pretty ready, loaded too. So we're going to chat with you guys, have some fun, say hi, and talk about a couple topics, and then we're all going to hopefully sleep well.
That's right.
That's right.
So that we're ready to play.
People are saying the background looks good.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you.
Yes.
We're working on it, little baby steps, you know, trying to improve all the time. Who all is out there? Should we say some highs?
It's the Tim says the fireplace chat.
Yeah.
Yes, you see the fireplace chat.
go.
Hopefully the fireplace is not going on because it's in the upper 70s, lower 80s.
Toasty.
Nice and humid and muggy here in South Carolina.
Yeah, the fireplace this fireplace does not get used much at our house. It's usually too warm, but it is nice to have when it is cold and wet.
So we're going to be playing lots of games tomorrow. One of them will be Cartographers. Isn't that cool how I pulled that right out of frame there, Tim? Look at that.
Which
Boom.
also happens to be a Spiel nominee for the Kennerspiel.
Yes, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes, but I would love for you to join us tomorrow for our 12-hour gaming marathon. You don't have to come all 12 hours. You're welcome to.
Just 11.
We are really excited to do this. We've never done it before. I hope there are no big hiccups like technical issues getting started.
Yeah, there probably will be, but I'm sure the majority of the 12 hours will be good, right?
Right. So,
and the rest of the crew will be here too, which is great. Some of our interns are going to be swinging by. Some of them will be tuning in from overseas.
Yeah.
We've got special guests who are going to be joining us as well. Those will all be the technical hiccups, I'm sure.
Yes.
And yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm excited. We're going to kind of rotate in and out who's playing which games, and hopefully we'll keep on schedule to make it through them all. And
we have someone from Charleston. Hello. Yes, not too far from Greenville here. It's Peyton's birthday. Feel free to embarrass her. Jeremy Donovan says, "Hey Peyton,
happy birthday!
Happy birthday!" See, that's embarrassing.
That was embarrassing.
Randy, Cartographers is a great game, and what I was saying is, not only can you come and watch us and join us in tomorrow's Game-a-thon, but you can actually play with us in a few of the games, and one of those games is Cartographers. There's two ways that you can play with us. One is, if you have a copy, actually there's three ways, I'm thinking about it. If you have a copy of Cartographers, pull the game out, pull the sheets out, and you can play with us as we reveal the different cards. If you don't have a copy, you can download a copy from Thunderworks' website. They have some print and play sheets that you can print out. There's also a third option in the chat tomorrow. Someone actually did a web
virtual
digital. Digital thing where you can actually just go online and just click the little boxes.
So make this a forest, make this a forest.
I tried it just to see what it would look like, and it works very well. So you could, if you don't want to print things out, or you're not able to print anything out, or you don't have the game, I would still love for you to join us tomorrow, and that will be at 1 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time. So
Now, if you hadn't figured it out, one of the main reasons that we're doing so much online stuff is that we actually have a Kickstarter that's live right now. We've actually got 2 sets of cartographer promo cards on there. Is that right?
Yeah, so I don't know, is the second one on there yet?
It is. I did it.
What? So yeah, so big news. Not only do we have the ambush cards on our Tantrum House Kickstarter that are pretty awesome, we just found out from Keith over at Thunderworks that they are also donating the mini skills expansion to our Kickstarter too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
another 6 or 8 cards or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Tim, if you're still watching, how many cards are in the mini skills expansion pack?
It looks super cool. You got to scroll down all the way to get to the bottom of the promos because it's added, tacked on there right at the bottom. Had a couple other new promos that we added today, a couple new bundles that went in today. Lots of fun stuff on there. Thank you so much, backers, for emptying our supply. Like, you bought tons of
we're
stuff.
Like content. We're like, I'm like calling up and emailing publishers and be like,
something?
hey, we are out of bundles. Could your company offer some bundles? So yes, we have some new companies that are offering bundles, which is great. And yes, so Tim is. Oh, hey.
Ambush and skill.
He's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it. He's gonna go check the website. That's what we were gonna do. That's funny. Steph, good to see you. Actually, I think Steph was the one that got us to get the skills mini expansion, so thank you.
Yeah, all right.
8, he thinks. Tim thinks it's 8. I agree. I think there's 8 as well on the mini skills expansion for cartographers. But you can check that out on our Kickstarter page. Just go to Kickstarter.com and search Tantrum House. It should be up there. Season 7. Woo, Season 7.
Wow.
Crazy to think about that.
It is crazy to think about that.
Lake had asked which family has not been on Tantrum House lately, and that has been Ryan and Katie.
They're still around.
They just had baby Gwen 3 weeks ago now.
So tiny.
This past 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
Yep.
So they are taking a little less of a role right now while they adjust to have
They deserve a break. They're working hard.
Tantrum House member to their family.
Now, did baby Gwen make a really brief appearance on our Saturday morning board game show?
I think
Yes.
so.
So you can go look at that. That was posted this past Saturday, and she
Just
does
drop
make
by, say
a
hi.
quick appearance.
But Ryan and Katie will join us for, I think, 1 or 2 games tomorrow during our Gameathon. So I think she might be playing silver with, or I don't know. She might be playing silver with us later in the day. So
Yeah, very cool.
I'm really excited about that. We should get to our
Topics.
Let's see. Congratulations on funding. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Yes, new baby life for Ryan and Katie. Basically two babies.
What?
Fair.
More bundles coming in while we're talking.
Wow, live, hot off the
Looking
presses,
low on
newsflash.
game
Thank you,
bundles.
Chad.
What? Chad, really?
Solo rulebook and promo spacecraft to the bundle list. Perfect timing. Maybe we can add that right as the rocket launches. What?
Whoa. Is that
Yeah.
Tomorrow at
Saturday.
3 or something?
No,
Friday or
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, we have to add
I
that
keep
tomorrow.
thinking tomorrow is Saturday because it's basically going to be a Saturday for me.
We just gave it all day.
Well, thank you,
Oops.
Chad.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
But wait, I think Tim and Chad are going to fight it out. Let's see what happens.
You're watching it here, folks, right now. Watching here at Tantrum Talks. That's very cool.
Hi, Southern Fried Gaming Expo. Sorry to see that you guys canceled. We will definitely look forward to hanging out with you guys next year, though.
Yes.
Lots of fun stuff going on down there, too, in Atlanta.
And we have someone that loves the solo version of Space Explorers, and that's pretty cool. So,
Man, awesome stuff, you guys.
well, let's move to our topic, which is about the Spiel Nominees. So there's 3 basic categories in the Spiel. There's the Kennerspiel for the kids. There's the Spiel, which is like the main family weight games, and then there's the Kennerspiel, which is more of the next level, the gamery games.
Gamery game.
Games. We're not gonna talk about the Kennerspiel. I have no idea about those.
We do need to get some of those, though, because I'm sure I will enjoy them.
Will you?
Haven't tried them yet.
The kids games?
Yeah.
I think one's called like Robiter or
Who
something.
won it last year? Was it the Viking rolling ball? Or was it
It
the
was.
nominee?
Did they actually win that?
That was a fun game. I
There's
liked
no
it.
Hava games in the Kinderspiel this year.
What?
I know.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. That's crazy.
I think Haba is doing their annual design a game with your family. So you order in components from them, and you make up a game, and one will be selected to be published, which is super cool. Something you can do with your family while you're on there.
Comments are awesome.
Oh, is this happening?
I know.
Okay. Oh, wow. Thanks, Jeremy. We appreciate the support. Oh, man. I know Meeple Realty might have contacted Tim and Keith about maybe doing like some sort of like bundle deal with them. So I'm gonna have to talk to them about that. Anyway, no pressure, Tim. Sorry. So let's talk about the. We're gonna talk about the Spiel first, and then the Kennerspiel.
Yeah.
All right. So the Spiel, there's 3 nominees. There's Pictures from Rio Grande Games in the States. It's by PD Games overseas. There's also and
there's one here in the
we have a copy of it. We'll talk about that in just a second. We also have Nova Luna from Stronghold Games. That's on its way. Just talk to them. They are sending a copy so we can look at that. And then My City from Cosmos, and that is a Reiner Knizia game.
Mm-hmm.
That is also on its way, but a little bit later because I heard from Tom over at Cosmos that there's no U.S. version yet.
Oh, it's not published.
Not published
for the
yet,
US yet
in the U.S. yet, so we probably won't get that till like
Google
midsummer. Midsummer. What was that?
Got to do a little Google Translate and then
Yeah.
pull that one off.
Well, it's a legacy city building game, so
There's
probably want to have it in your
Yeah.
Native tongue.
Yeah.
language.
So
Is it in German?
yes.
So we should see if our
Oh,
intern
let's talk to Tina about
if she has a copy,
Snag
or
maybe
one.
maybe she could play it.
play it and do a little write-up.
And then
for
she
us.
can teach me how to play it, and then I'll teach it wrong to all you guys.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
then it's gonna be
That's
perfect.
true. So let's talk about Pictures first. Pictures is a art style. It's like a art.
Dictionary meets found art. I don't know.
Yeah.
Object.
So you can sort of see on the back of the box. Every game you have 16 pictures, sort of like you would think of like code names. There's a grid of cards, and there's basically coordinates A through D and 1 through 4. Every round, you are going to randomly pick out of the bag a coordinate, and that's going to be your picture. But you have a set of materials like string or cubes or sticks and stones that you have to create out of that material an art piece, a piece of art that corresponds to that picture to the best of your ability. Then everyone else around the table has to guess what they think you're trying to do, what you're trying to make, and you can also guess everyone else's, getting points for how well you do and how well they guess yours.
And he just mentioned the Saturday morning board game show a second ago. We did get a look at that on Saturday, so if you want to see the components and things to the game and how it's
I
played.
was literally working on a review of it too, but
Yeah.
then I was like, where's the actual game?
Oh, it's
It's
over
over
on
well
us.
Sarah's.
Whoops, we were hiding it.
So
But yeah, some of the components and the images in the grid line up really well. They're like, oh, this is awesome. Everyone's going to be able to guess this. This is great. Other times, you're looking at your blocks or your sticks and stones and you're going,
Not so much.
No idea.
maybe someone might accidentally guess the right picture for this one.
I know.
Because it's either they're cards that are similar, so you're like, oh, they're going to think it's this one instead of that one, or it's just hard to represent a specific picture with the shapes and components you
Now, I
have.
missed. Do you get to pick one, or are you assigned
You
a
pick a
card?
token, a
of
coordinate out of the bag.
Gotcha.
Yep. So
Random draw.
Yeah.
it is a random draw, but there are 3 of each in the bag. So there's
Oh, so
3.
multiple people could be making the same thing.
Correct.
Oh, nice. Love it.
Yes, so it definitely makes it difficult. Let's move to My City because that actually corresponds to the thing that Chad's talking about. Speaking of Knizia, I see you. I see you, Chad. So My City, like Melissa was saying, is a legacy type game. We don't really know that. I mean, we can look at BGG, but we are really excited about that one. I think it might be on my most anticipated list. Back in January, I heard about My City, so I was already interested in it before it was a Spiel nominee.
Nice.
So, anything
Way to
else
be on the ball.
that you know about My City, Melissa?
I have not done much looking into it besides
But it is
legacy.
Reiner Knizia, and like Chad said, he has a game that's being 25th Century is reprinting a game, Tutankhamun. If you just want to say King Tut, I don't know. It's Tutankhamun. And I am looking forward to trying that out when you have the prototype ready, Chad. So that's cool.
Bring it on over.
How about Tekenu? Michael, that is from Board and Dice. That is a heavy, medium, probably medium plus game. It's on the level of Teotihuacan, and I was able to play it on a Tabletopia. It's a really cool game. dice worker placement game, and I'm looking forward to that coming out, I think, around August time. So that's pretty cool. So we have Pictures, My City. The third one is Nova Luna, and that is a tile laying game from Stronghold, right?
Yeah. Uwe Rosenberg is
Oh.
the designer.
So that's interesting to me that these 3 games, 2 of them are from pretty renowned designers, right?
Yeah.
Rainer Knudsen and Uwe Rosenberg. The designer of Pictures is Daniel and Christian Storr, S-T...
Daniela.
Oh, sorry, Daniela. Thank you. I shouldn't read fast. So, Danielle, which I'm not familiar with them. So...
Somebody Google that. Have they designed other stuff? What's their... I'd like to know that one myself.
So Nova Luna is a tile-laying game, like Melissa was saying earlier, and it says that every new tile brings a new task you have to fulfill. So that sounds pretty cool. So it might have some sort of like, I don't know, engine building, maybe not engine building, but yeah.
It looked abstract strategy-ish, but I don't know. What is the art for it looked cool. That's all I've really seen on that one.
It looked okay. The cover art was okay. Actually,
it felt unique. Like
not a real big fan of the cover art.
Nope.
Yeah,
Pictures.
not at all.
Not a
I
big
mean,
fan.
I know what they were trying to go for, but yeah,
Yeah.
a little.
I'm a big
I
fan
don't
of
think
My
it-
City art.
Yeah.
The artwork.
That one, it doesn't have enough shelf presence.
Mm.
I don't know. It doesn't have good shelf presence. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
shows the components, but I don't
So
think
Chad
it-
says that Tutankhamun was a Spiel game back in 1993. There was an English edition, so bringing it back with some gameplay. Oh, new art.
Good.
Oh, you got my
Better.
attention.
Better.
You got my attention. All right, well, why don't we move from the Spiel to the Kennerspiel, which we're going to be able to be a lot more knowledgeable about
Yes.
because we have played all 3 of these games. The first one, why don't we bring it back out here?
It's back.
Cartography.
Cartographers. This is a roll and write version. Do we know?
A flip.
Sorry, flip and fill, flip and write.
Roll right sounds good to me.
But it's in the roll and write category
It
to
is,
me.
yeah.
Do we know of
Reveal.
any other game that is in that type of category that's been nominated for any of these
Ooh, is this the first?
German award?
Could be.
Could be.
I don't remember what last year's were, honestly, but.
I should look
And
at
before
and
last
it's a
year,
fairly
I didn't even
new
know what a roll.
category
Yeah.
that it's kind of exploded in the
Like-
last 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are some
100
games
new
that are
versions.
much older. Like Yahtzee is technically this category. It's
Right.
been around for a long time, but I don't think people have expounded on that mechanism.
Right, until just the last year or two. And then there were a million, and I do think that of all those, Cartographers was a definite standout, primarily because you get to interact with the other people around you. I think that's such a fantastic addition to that concept.
I just like filling in the boxes.
You can do that on most
Kevin,
games, but...
when I don't like sharing colored pencils with Kevin because he will like keep drawing the
The
whole
artistry.
time, and I'm like, I need the green pencil, and he's drawing individual trees and everything.
Yes, I just
into
love it. I love the art that you can be creative with in that. And I would highly recommend always using colored pencils when
It
you
does
play
improve.
cartographers. The experience with colored pencils and cartographers, it's like they both start with C.
Is that they were meant, it's
They
like they
were
were
meant to
meant to
be
be
together.
together.
Yes, it's like peanut butter and jelly.
I do like that. I mean, even though I don't know how crucial that is, downtime is obviously something I don't love in games, but having this nice little clean sheet that I can do whatever I want with, I mean, there's a nicety to that. That's pretty cool.
So I can't remember off the top of my head, but Sarah and I did our top 10 roll and writes, and I think Cartographers might have been my number 1.
It was
It
definitely
was in the top 3.
of both of
I
you.
think
Yeah.
it was my
I think
number
this was
1
Melissa's
game.
number 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also hold the world record for the largest ever.
Yeah. Do we still hold?
Cartographers
I mean, it's
Nobody's
been-
gonna. Did you? Okay, we haven't talked about this. We'll probably talk about it again tomorrow. Did you realize that Tantrum Con is probably the undisputed best board game convention of 2020?
Yeah. The best and only.
We're not going to get into why it should win that award, but if anybody's given awards for best conventions of 2020, I
Oh,
think we
man.
stand a great chance.
That's-
Having it in January definitely may have helped. February.
Annie loved playing cartographers at Tantrum Con,
Awesome.
and you were part of the world record
Right.
Yeah.
people.
Famous.
So
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah, that was
fun.
joining us.
There may be more people who have played digitally together, but in person
I
played.
don't know, is that a thing? So what do we have, like 80, 90 people, something like that? I don't remember the
It's
numbers.
75.
Have you
75.
seen the cartographers Lego versions?
What? Have not.
We have to go to Thunderworks Facebook page to go check those out.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, and we have to give a
Quack.
quack. Yep, to Jesse.
You know
Thanks
what?
for watching.
Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Will's running off.
Will's running off. And while he's doing that, we will move from cartographers to the next Kennerspiel nominee, which is... He's still looking.
Which
Which is the crew. Quest
Yeah.
for Planet 9.
Oh, he's got
I
it.
picked up my bag yesterday. Like, no idea this is even in there. I actually don't remember where I got it from.
From him.
Yeah, I know I did, but
You probably- Jesse, did you throw that in
Did
there?
you sneak it into my bag? I put my bag down, and it went... And I was like, what is that? Is there a dog toy in the house? I'm like looking all over, dig into the bottom of my backpack. There's your quack right there. Good job.
Wow. Jesse, 3 months later, he finally looks into his bag.
Right? I don't have any idea. I think it was there all along.
All right, so let's move to the crew, which is also from Cosmos. So
Oh, they have two?
they have 2 games, one in the Spiel, one in the
Put it
Kennerspiel.
back. Don't move it.
Don't move the duck. Put it back. Nice.
All right, we'll save it there forever. In my backpack to make
Oh,
weird
that's great.
noises.
So this is a trick-taking game, a cooperative trick-taking game, which I never have played ever a co-op trick-taking game before until the crew.
Well,
We played Fox
Euchre.
in the Forest duet.
Yeah, I would say
And
Euchre
Fox
is
in the-
technically.
Well,
that-
but not like those are usually 2
Team.
versus 2, right?
Mhm.
So it is different.
Yeah.
I
I
guess
guess that
Fox
is-
and the Forest
I guess
Duet
they're
is a
so
co-op
competitive.
one, although that was a prototype.
True.
But it is a real game now. So you're right, Melissa. The Crew is like I said, a co-op trick-taking game, and it's interesting that every round, the length of it is really dependent on how can you complete the mission. And once you complete the mission, that round's over, which I find really intriguing. It's not like you're always going to play all the cards in your hand. Now, you might in a given round, but especially at the beginning rounds, they're so easy that someone's got to take the pink one, then boom, someone could do it on the third trick, which is kind of cool. So what are some of the things you like, Melissa, about the Crew?
Well, if you're not familiar with it, you cannot talk during the round. So it reminds me a little bit of the Mind in that aspect. There's a way to communicate. You can put one card from your hand down and then indicate whether it's the highest card in that suit that you have, the lowest card in that suit, or the only card. So if it doesn't match any of those 3 criteria, you cannot show that card from your hand. But you can only do one communication during most of the tricks. And so there's a lot of strategy of when you use your communication and what you communicate to the other players to hopefully get them to play the card that you hope that they have in their hand. So
Yeah, I like that there's just a lot of replayability with it because we played all 50 missions.
You guys are dedicated, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then
we did it over the course of like 3 evenings.
but still, even it wasn't just 50 games. We played till
beat
we won every mission. So we probably played 70, 75.
Yeah, I
80.
like that it's one that you just keep playing and
Yeah.
you can keep going at it, and even though it's the same game, you're doing something different each time.
Yeah.
So it's very addicting, and you can spend a lot of time at the table with that game.
Yeah, because some missions may take 10 minutes or less to actually get through them. So, you know, in a sitting, you might play 15 to 20 missions and get through them.
Tim says he loves the Crew and he likes talking a lot, so that's great. Lake, so basically, it is if you know how to play trick-taking games, you're going to understand the concept of the Crew very easily. That you're, like, high card's going to win the trick, there's some trump cards in the deck, and basically the difference is every round there's an objective that the team is trying to complete.
Yeah, there's a booklet with 50 missions.
And on the mission one, it's a really easy one. There's one card that comes out, and it's like, maybe it's like the pink 4. Someone has to take that mission, and they are the ones that have to win the trick that has the pink 4 in it. If that person does it, that mission is complete, and they win that mission, they move to mission 2. So that's pretty easy. Then the missions get harder and harder. There's more missions that people have to complete. There's lots of different types of missions. have to deal with the different types of cards that are in the deck. So
Will's mostly just in the dark. I haven't gotten to play this one yet. That's why I'm not impressed. I actually am impressed. It looks cool. It's a 4-player game, so I was sitting there jealously watching them have a great time.
It does play up to 5.
Oh, what? They just left me out?
5 is very hard.
We have played it with 5 one time.
Yeah, we played it.
I thought I just didn't have an opportunity, but apparently I was discriminating.
We were playing.
They also knew that you're not allowed to talk during the game, which is my nemesis. So
that's very true.
Yeah, it looks great.
I think it's one that you would really enjoy playing.
I think
so
I'm a big euchre fan, and it sounds similar enough that I definitely.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it. We would have it here, but actually one of our friends is borrowing it, so because they wanted to play all 50 missions with another group. So.
They had played all 50 with us, and then took it to another group to play again. And I would definitely play it because a lot of the missions you're pulling a random card, like Kevin was saying. So mission 3 could be completely different depending on which task cards you pull and how the cards are distributed among the players. So
yeah, and I would assume it would even be different with different players too. You're gonna have people who are a little more nervous or hesitant. You're gonna have more outgoing players, so you'll get different experiences. I saw a great question in there about Tantrum Con 2021 registration.
Yeah.
We are working on the plans for it for sure. I think last year we launched tickets maybe in like September, so I think we're probably looking to do the same thing this year. So assuming things go well and everything comes together and hotel places are available and things, expect announcements as we get closer. Early into the fall, we'll definitely do some like early bird specials and things like that. So yes, green light for 2021's best convention of the year as well.
That's right. Chad said he picked up the crew, hasn't been able to play it yet. I would actually not recommend this with 2 players. I would say 3 and 4 is like the sweet spot. I really enjoyed it at 4. I don't think I ever want to play it again at 5.
yeah, you just don't have much control.
It was
because you have
challenging.
fewer cards in your hand.
Yeah.
If you play with gamers who know how trick taking works and are good at counting cards and stuff, then 5 is a good challenge. But
super good challenge, I guess. I just like you only have. Because you're just getting less cards in your hand. So anyway.
Yeah, cool one. Good nominee.
Let's move from cartographers to we have the crew and the Kennerspiel. The last one is King's Dilemma from Horrible Guild. They used to be known as Horrible Games, like Potion Explosion. And let's see, did they do Gizmos?
No.
Oh, okay.
Gizmos is
just straight.
Simon. By the way, it is now Simon. They used to be Come On. They used to be Simon, then Come On. It's back to Simon. Just letting you all know. You've heard it here first.
Or second or third. But...
No, they probably have heard it here first. I just found out. Anyway.
Yeah, we asked the top, what is going on? Pick a name.
So they said it's Simon forever now. So, now you know.
But back to...
The King's Dilemma is a legacy game. You can only play the game once because you're actually putting stickers on the board and you are...
writing on cards.
Yeah, writing cards. You are opening envelopes and things like that. The theme, King's Dilemma, is there's a king and you are the royal court, I believe. The king. You're different houses.
Different houses.
Different houses. And you're trying to sway the decisions that are happening in the game to move different types of resources in the game up and down. So there's morale, there's gold, there's I don't remember, there's military, just things like that. There's like 5 or 6 different types of resources that could go up and down. And you're basically, in a given round, you're voting based on a card that comes out of whether you want to make that vote succeed or fail. So ayes, or you're basically saying aye or nay. And
everybody's got different objectives that they're trying to get to achieve at the same time.
You have secret objectives. Some people have open objectives, so there's a combination of those. So you might know a couple things that some people are trying to get, but everyone does have at least one secret objective. And they have lots of other objectives they're trying to complete behind their screen. It's really interesting because once one of the resources starts going down, if it continues to go down, then it has this like momentum token that can really push it down fast, or the other direction and go up. So the way the resources move is interesting in the game. I've never seen that in a game before. And I mean, it's really just a pure voting game in a way.
Negotiations and how can you get people to be on your team to help you achieve your missions and not lose traction on the other ones. The art for it is really gorgeous, I thought with all the envelopes and all the fine-tuned stuff, like the box insert seems really sharp. Everything looks really nice as you pull it out of the box. I only saw the German version of the game, so I didn't actually understand anything I was reading. But typography and design look really excellent on it.
Cool.
I think it's a pretty big, hefty box, isn't it? Like, there's a lot of stuff in there.
A lot of envelopes and stickers and things. We're, 3 games in to our campaign of it?
We are 3 games in, yes.
How many players are you guys playing with?
4.
4? Yeah. Yeah, interesting stuff. I think that also seems like a new type of genre for the Spiel as well, because we're talking roll and rights, which we haven't really seen a whole lot of. Legacy negotiation game, like I don't remember any other Spiels having that.
Well, there's 2 legacy games in the Spiel.
My City.
True,
My City and the regular Spiel.
I heard My City is more of a module legacy.
Scenario type of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as
Right. I think
permanent.
I've heard it's more like Machikoro Legacy, where you're just sort of opening up stuff that you can continue to play with. So, are we gonna vote?
Is that what we're
We're
doing?
gonna vote right now.
Should we ask the audience first?
Everyone
what
is
their
asking
thoughts?
when we're gonna move Tantrum Con to multiple locations around the U.S.
Wow. Let's make sure that Tantrum Con.
Hello, Brazilian audience.
I don't know. All of us are
Middle
based
of the
right here in
country,
South
Tantrum
Carolina, so it is convenient to have the convention 30 minutes from our house.
That's real nice, yeah. Having to run back because you forgot whatever,
Well,
that's real hard when
Maybe
you're
if
in
we
California.
grow our intern base, we could have a Midwest and a
What do you guys think about Tantrum Cruises? Because that might be a possibility. We could go out of wherever, Atlanta, or not Atlanta, probably not going out of Atlanta. Charleston. We could go out of Charleston.
We could
go out
stop
of
by
Miami.
and pick up Chad 25th
There
Century
we go.
Games and then go. Maybe.
We might be able to pull off something like that. We might get a little more coverage. Think about that. We've also talked about, okay, are we talking about stretch goals? We have a stretch goal somewhere buried in there. I don't think we've seen it yet. Called the Tantrum House Summit. We don't even know what that means.
But it sounds cool.
But we want to have one. And if
Rent
we
a
do that,
cabin, like
Right?
in Gatlinburg or somewhere, like a big house.
Yeah,
where you
come
could
to
have
Florida.
get a
some
bunch of
people.
extra rooms, have some people come in and join us for it. So I don't know, we might do some stuff outside of the Greenville area.
There we go.
We've
Go down
got
to
some-
Florida. We could do Tantrum Disney.
Tantrum Disney? Oh man, that would be pretty,
Wow.
pretty
There you
great.
go.
I don't know. There's Dice Towers right down there.
That's true.
So that's their backyard.
Cool.
Which
So
is-
let's think about what game do you think should win or could? I think they all could win. Which one should you think should win the Spiel? So we have Pictures, Nova Luna, and Maya City. That one's kind of hard for us since we have not played the other 2.
Right. Yeah. I don't think I can.
I don't know if I
really-
can guess on any of those right now. So I'm gonna hold off on guessing. What are we?
Kevin's like, what's happening in
What's
the chat?
happening?
Chad's got some
Yeah.
great suggestions.
I
think
just
we
saw
could-
something about
I think we could
Tantrum,
pull it off.
Tantrum mask and Tantrum toilet paper. I saw that one. That's great.
I
Do a
could
little
do
rap.
custom Tantrum maps if we wanted.
All right, custom. You want to walk around with a Tantrum House logo on your face?
I don't know. That might scare people away
That's
if
right.
you want them to be an extra 6 feet
That's
from
true.
you.
That's
with,
true.
I think Jeremy's got a good suggestion. I think Tantrum Summit would be food. I think that's one of the key elements. I don't think that's what he meant, but I think it would be food.
Good food.
Food would be
That's
required.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna hold off on the Spiel guessing because
We haven't played the
we haven't
game.
played 3. But let's talk Kennerspiel because we've played, all 3.
I know Tim's watching.
I know. That's okay.
It's a
So wait. I'm gonna say right now, King's Dilemma is not even close to the other 2.
It's not a win.
It's like
Third
I
place.
think it's cool that they nominated it, but I feel like it was a token nomination. I don't think
I think they did some great innovative
there's
stuff.
actually some moral decisions that are going on in the game.
I heard that, yeah.
that I just don't think that it's going to make it. I don't think it's going to rise to the top. I think people would just be. It could make people upset.
Right. It has a
Polarizing.
Or at least
right. It
uncomfortable.
creates a
Or
tighter
yeah,
audience
uncomfortable.
than everybody.
So
in the
then
world.
we have, to me, the top 2 cartographers or
the crew.
the crew.
I can't pick between those 2 because I love both of them. So I would be happy with
I already
either.
told Will and Sarah right away. I said I actually hope cartographers does win.
I have no reason to not hope
Because I think, to me, Crew is cool and does some really cool things, but I actually think Cartographers is a better game than the Crew.
Cool.
You heard it here!
Yeah, I haven't played the Crew, so it's really hard for me to judge.
I mean-
I thoroughly enjoy Cartographers.
I enjoy both games.
Honestly, I'm surprised that both of these games are in this category.
Instead of the
Instead of
regular
the-
one.
I think Cartographers would make a great Spiel winner too. I think it's fine in Kennerspiel, I think one of the guys said why these are in the Kennerspiel.
Was there an answer to that? Because that did strike me as a little weird.
Yeah, but looking at past Spiel winners, I would say Cartographers fits well with the other Spiel winners, like
I agree with that.
Carcassonne and Ticket to Ride and things like that.
the last couple years, though, we've had just one. And,
do you feel like the levels have come down?
I think so.
Interesting. Tell us what you think in the comments.
People agree with Sarah. Tim thinks I'm diplomatic, which is not true. if anyone in the group is diplomatic. I did play that one well, though.
It was interesting because I think the other two in the Kennerspiel that were close to nominating were like Maracaibo.
Oh, like the honorable
mentions. Makes more sense for
like Underwater Cities, I think, was in there.
Like Underwater
Cities
is an awesome game for a Kennerspiel. Maybe they're just thinking it's too out there. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think they're all great games. But
yeah, I think the Crew and Cartographers are family weight games that if I took these home to my family, that I only see once in a while, we don't play a lot of games. We play a lot of card games stuff. They would be able to pick those up fairly quickly.
I think they could pick up Crew and Cartographers just as easily as Ticket to Ride.
Exactly. So between the two of those, though, that's a hard choice. It's a mechanic that the Crew is a mechanic that's well known. It's something that's been done over and over again, but they figured out how to do it in a new way.
Oh yeah,
innovation-wise, I think that's great.
Sure.
Same with Cartographers, though. We've had roll-and-writes in the past, not very many, but I think they capitalized on a couple of new things. Passing your papers around is something that's not done in most roll-and-writes. It shakes things up. And, I mean, both have good artwork, although I would say Cartographers has a little more artwork going on than the Crew does.
Yes.
The Crew is basic cards.
Couple things. Jim, yes, the rules are 3 to 5. There are special rules for a 2-player game of Crew.
I think there's maybe a dummy hand. We have not played 2-player. I don't think I would want to play.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to play. Randy says he feels like the Kenner recommendations list of games are better nominees. I love the recommendations that they picked for. Like I said, we've played all those games. Those are games that we've already sort of knew about and felt like these are great games. I just felt like this.
Yeah, the recommended list that didn't make the top 3 for Kenner is Paladins of the West Kingdom.
Oh wow.
Res Arcana and Underwater Cities.
Yeah, those to me are not even comparable in weight to the games that were actually nominated. So that's just doesn't make sense in some ways in my mind. But
they actually seem more like the traditional picks for that category, right?
Sure, I agree.
Which is interesting. So I don't know.
Well, the Wingspan won Kennerspiel last year.
Weird.
I would put Wingspan as a light medium.
Okay.
Yeah, I would too.
So you feel because it's a little heavier than
I would, yeah.
I wonder if I also am curious, I would love to see whatever the matrix is that they use for scoring these. Is it just based on the typical 3 to 5 player game? Is it with, a lot of games will have rule variants that make it more complex or lighter, or there's cards that you can play with that you don't have to play in the base? Do they consider all those things, or is it just the typical 3 to 5 player version of the game? Who are the judges for this? How do we get in touch with them?
Well, one of the judges posted. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not questioning their judgment at all. I want more. We need more information. I guess it's like Google not telling you about their algorithm because otherwise you cheat the system.
But we definitely love Cartographers and the Crew, so they are deserving.
They are deserving of definitely the nomination and the awards. So awesome.
So I think Cartographers made it in our award show, right? We hadn't played the Crew. Is that correct?
No, the Crew we didn't get until January or February.
The Crew would probably, for the U.S., be a 2020 game, I would think.
Yeah, I think it was
because a lot of these come out
in Europe earlier first and in the U.S.
Yep.
Well, as we close, we have a few minutes left here, but we do want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Burnt Island Games. Not only do they have In Too Deep that Will and Sarah will be playing live June 20th for their June 23rd Kickstarter launch. That's what I was going with. For Origins Online, we will be doing some playthroughs Friday of Origins, June 19th. Some stuff on Saturday, sort of with other companies. We're going to be helping CGE. You guys are helping Burnt Island. Might be doing some stuff Sunday, but I saw the list of companies that we're going to be playing games for Friday. Pretty cool. Pretty stoked about that.
They do look fun. So I think we're going to be on like the Twitch #2 channel or something like that.
Channel #2 for Origins on.
3? Do we get bumped? I don't even know. I don't know.
What are the channels? It's on
two, but who knows?
Information.
Yeah, so we'll be on like all day Friday.
Yes.
Playing different
Not
games.
as long as tomorrow.
Not 12 hours.
Yeah,
we're basically doing the stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, but I think there's like 5 or 6 games that we're doing playthroughs for different companies. All of them look pretty cool. And then, we'll be back on Sunday to hang out some more and talk about more games. So if you're coming to Origins Online, definitely be sure to swing by our channel and say hi.
They can't see this yet.
They can't see it. Is it out on the screen?
It's out of the
easy
screen.
to get into the screen.
But it's coming in. It's coming in.
Tomorrow.
Segue, because our sponsor has also published this game in the Hall of the Mountain King that we will be playing tomorrow evening. I don't know exactly what time.
Do we have promo cards for that one? Oh, we did at one point.
They're all gone.
They're all gone because they were too cool.
They were so cool.
Yeah, we're going to be playing that one.
We will be giving away some promo cards for this during our Origins play of In Too Deep.
Wow, that's good.
And then tomorrow we are also giving away a copy of the game.
Wow.
Yep, we're going to have lots of giveaways tomorrow.
And they're good, too. We're not talking like whatevers. We're talking like copies of brand new games, some really cool promos and things.
So
I think there's a cartographer.
There is a cartographer's bundle tomorrow given away from Thunderworks. And you need to join. I mean, not every hour, but pretty much every hour. Pretty much every hour.
Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have like at least
12
11
hours.
Yeah. There's only 11 or 12 games I'm looking at over there that we're giving away during the stream tomorrow. So you need to join us throughout the day so that you can be entered for a chance to win games. And I'm really excited about that.
Yes, we will be playing in the Hall of the Mountain King at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night.
8 p.m. Eastern.
I think Jonah's joining. Is it us 3? You, Jonah?
It is, yes.
Playing in the Hall of the Mountain King. So it should be fun.
So we haven't thought of a good question for this one. We'll have to think of we've thought of good questions for all the other ones. We need to think of a question to ask on the stream for this one. So, any other questions from people?
Jeremy's wondering when the Space Explorers bundle's gonna go up.
Yeah, we haven't done it. Yeah, Will,
slow down.
Oh my God, why haven't we done it yet, man?
Should be up. Kickstarter is
Let's think about tomorrow.
doing updates and stuff. Their system would be down all night, so we got to get on that one.
Yeah, so Kickstarter is having scheduled maintenance at midnight tonight, so we'll make sure the Space Explorers is up by tomorrow, Jeremy.
Yeah, we have had some issues with posting and things too, so hopefully everything is good.
Hopefully after tonight they'll get some stuff fixed. So.
Yep, and if you weren't here at the beginning of our video tonight, we are doing some Play With Us games.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. Yeah.
Tomorrow, so at 1 o'clock, we are playing Cartographers. If you have a copy of the game, you can play it with us. If you don't, you can download a sheet from Thunderworks website, or we're also going to have a link to a digital map that you can fill in, which is pretty cool. And then at 7 o'clock,
I was going to say at 3:30, we are playing Hues and Cues.
Sarah's with me.
This is what you can play online with us, so you just need to watch.
You
don't
need to watch
need
it, like,
anything.
type stuff. And be
you can type your answer in the comments and keep track of your own
that'll
score.
Be fun, yes.
And then at 7
There we go. Got it.
p.m.
Kevin and I are playing Space, and we have rules that AEG has put out so that you can play remotely with other people.
You do need a copy of the actual game to play, not the command station. You just need a copy of Space to play because of how they do the rules.
Right, but if you have a copy, you can have yours set up, and basically we all play as player number 2, and then player 1 and player 3 are automated. And so
we'll be automating that throughout that game, and we'll be playing as player number 2 as well. So I'm excited about that. I love a good game of Space, so excited about that. And we have
more?
one other game that can play with us.
Yeah. At 10 p.m. We'll be playing Medium, and this is one where you can have fun at home and guess along with us.
See how well. Maybe we can even post some and have them guess in the comments that aren't live with us.
That's
kind
fine.
of like Storm Chaser does with their Twitter feed.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We need to get some sleep tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Charge up the equipment, get everything ready to go. You guys are coming back tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Yes, gonna be drinking lots of coffee. I think we still have some Monster Energy drinks left over from Tantrum Con.
It's not 12 hours. It's not that long. It's not like we're doing a 24-hour marathon.
Kevin's usually in bed by 10, so
Kevin's also not on the list to play any games past 10.
No, I'm on
the 11 o'clock.
Oh, you're on Don't Mess with Cthulhu.
I am.
11 p.m. Is that when we're playing Don't Mess with
11:30.
Cthulhu?
11:30. This is the last game of the night.
Social deduction at the end of the night. This will be fun.
Yeah.
It should be real good. Yeah.
A little loopy.
Can't wait. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we're playing Parks, Cartographers, Toy Story, deck building game, Trekking the World, Hues and Cues, Paranormal Detectives, Wingspan, Silver, Space Base, In the Hall of the Mountain King, Stellar Medium, Winner, Chicken Dinner, Don't Mess with Cthulhu. All tomorrow.
It's gonna be a blast.
We have a Facebook event, and it does list the schedule. So if there's a certain game you want to watch, you can check the time on Facebook.
But we'll be on YouTube actually doing the live.
Yes, YouTube for the video.
All right. We saying goodbye?
I think we are. I'm gonna go back to the command station and
Okay.
shut her down. Thank you guys so much for joining us, though. It's been a lot of fun tonight, and it's gonna be a blast tomorrow. Can't wait. Give one more shout out to our sponsor, and I'll flash up their cool graphics.
Yes. So In Too Deep, coming to Kickstarter June 23rd. Check that out. Will and Sarah will be playing that June 20th, Saturday at Origins Online. And come by tomorrow and watch us play in the Hall of the Mountain King from Burnt Island Games as well. Bye.
Bye. See you guys.
Bye again.
Good night.
Good night. See you tomorrow. All
Oh,
day.
Coming so soon.
All day. All day. Just